It was unfiltered. No retakes, no editing, just a quiet pause, and then emotion. Kelly Ripa, one of television's most cherished morning personalities, sat beneath the glaring studio lights and murmured the sentence nobody anticipated. "I'm not returning." Viewers were stunned. The camera lingered on her face for an extra beat. Her voice shook, and abruptly, the entire world seemed to pause. This wasn't a typical broadcast. This was different. This was raw. The moment didn't begin with any fanfare. In fact, the broadcast started just like always. Kelly grinned, told a quick gag, and bantered with the crowd. But keen observers spotted the change. Her smile was hollow. Her laugh was superficial. And her hands, they nervously fiddled with her mug time and time again, though it was still full. Mark Canulos, her husband and co-host, attempted to maintain the energy. He shared an anecdote about their son, offered a few quips, and left openings for her, but Kelly was clearly elsewhere. Partway through the segment, she stopped, stared directly into the lens, and the atmosphere shifted. "I hadn't intended to say this," she started, her voice hushed. "But I have to be truthful with myself and with everyone watching." The studio fell silent. Mark pivoted toward her, his expression moving from bewilderment to visible worry. Kelly glanced down, then met the camera again and spoke the words, "I'm not returning. Not for a bit. Perhaps not at all." Shocked inhalations rippled through the studio. It was as if the energy had vanished from the room. In the control booth, producers were in chaos. Is this part of the show? Is it a gag? But it was neither. This was genuine. Kelly started to elaborate. "For months," she explained, "I've been masking things I haven't had a moment to process." She drew an unsteady breath. "There have been issues with family, with health, with life in general, and I've just pushed forward because that's the expectation, isn't it? Keep grinning. Keep moving. Don't pause. Don't show vulnerability. But I can't fake it today." Her hands were shaking. She brushed at her eyes and briefly seemed ready to walk off the set, but she remained seated. Mark reached across and softly put his hand on top of hers. She didn't meet his gaze, but she accepted the gesture. "I adore this work. I adore this viewership, but I've been tuning out my own needs, and the signal is too strong to disregard any longer." The quiet that felt more profound than any speech. The internet erupted. Video of the incident spread across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok instantly. Viewers wept. Others theorized. Was this a collapse, a farewell, or a plea for support? Yet, those closest to Kelly weren't shocked. Beneath the flawless makeup and broadcast-ready smile, Kelly had been enduring more than she revealed. Friends saw she wasn't replying to messages as fast. Coworkers noted she was more reserved off-air. And the audience, they sensed it as well. "Something isn't right," one person posted just last week. "She looks depleted, unhappy." Now it was all clear. Kelly didn't provide specifics. She didn't have to. The important part wasn't the exact problem. It was the reason. She was a person who had hit her breaking point. "I need space to recover. And perhaps I'll return. Perhaps not. But for now, I must step back." And just like that, the screen went dark. The show concluded ahead of schedule. The end credits scrolled by without a sound. No theme song, no audience applause, only the silent reverberation of a woman who had finally surrendered. Later in the day, Kelly shared a brief note on her Instagram. "Thank you for your kindness. I see it. I feel it. I require this time. I hope you can understand." The replies flooded with hearts, well wishes, and encouragement. "Take all the time you require. We've given us so much for so long. Now it's time for you to heal." And perhaps that is the true narrative here. Not the collapse, not the emotion, but the bravery to pause, to be vocal, and to admit, "I am not all right." And that could be the most courageous act Kelly Ripa has ever performed. If this story resonated with you, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more content, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. The moment the screen faded to black, the studio's emergency protocols kicked in. But they were no match for the human paralysis that had gripped the crew. For a full 3 seconds, the only sound was the hum of the lights. Mark Canulos, frozen in a half-turn toward his wife, was the first to move. He unclipped his microphone, the sharp click echoing in the control room like a gunshot. "Get us to commercial," a producer finally yelled, his voice cracking now, "and get a medic. Someone get a medic to the stage." But Kelly didn't need a medic. She needed air. As Mark's hand finally fully rested on